I joined the program, the mentoring program, because I was looking for a way to come back into the field of education. My family and I were living abroad in Grenada, so coming back to the States, I needed to be able to kind of find a way to get back into the schools while I finished my teaching credential. I think typically an AmeriCorps member is basically creating a safe space for the kids to want to be when they're at school, because a lot of the kids that aren't there regularly and they have a lot of absences is just because they don't feel comfortable anywhere at school. Like there's not a teacher they like or a classroom, or they don't have a strong group of friends. So our number one thing is to just create that space for them to just kind of be without feeling like they have to do anything or be anything. My favorite part about being a mentor is definitely the kids. Like some of the things that come out of their mouth and the way they see the world is kind of like that balance between being a child with that like hope and imagination and being a disgruntled teenager, but not quite. So everything is awful, but they still want to do everything, and it's still something they're looking forward to. There's one girl, she has had a really tough time, and she lost a parent. She had a sibling that decided to live with their other parent, so she kind of lost a lot of people all at once. And she started not coming to school and staying at home by herself because her other parent was working. So she was spending a lot of time like alone. And when I first met her, she was really suspicious. She told me to leave her alone because I would like check in on her every day and everything. And when she finally kind of warmed up and started coming to the program, she ends up checking in with me every period, and she'll ask for a note because she's going to be late to class. And after sitting and like getting to know her, there was a day where she was like sick, like really sick, and she called the school so that the school could tell me that she wasn't going to be there that day because she didn't want me to think that she just didn't come to school, which like for her to think ahead like that and be worried about it, I feel like that shows, at least for her, that impact that she knows somebody is waiting on her and cares about her and doesn't want them to worry. And I've had another student come and tell me, like, you're the only person that notices when I'm not here. And again, so yeah, it's kind of heartbreaking, but at the same time, you're like, okay, at least you have that now. Like, you know that I'm worried about you, I want to know where you are. Anyone who's interested should just apply, because if you want to be in the schools, if you want to make a difference, that's every day you see the difference you're making, this is a perfect thing. You see every day the kids' growth, and sometimes you're the only positive model that they see, and you can kind of start to see your own mannerisms with them. I have my own kids, so I notice that stuff with my kids, but it's really odd to see a child that you've just met copying your mannerisms and trying to be like you because they look up to you so much. If you have that kind of in your heart to make a difference and really help a kid, this is the perfect position.
This is an attendance program. We're modeling positive attendance, and it's a connection program, and it takes time, and it takes trust, and it takes real effort to build those connections with middle school students who might not have had that type of connection in their life before. When I look for AmeriCorps members is ability to commit, ability to be empathetic, ability to listen and to show up every day, even when it gets difficult. These are middle school kids. It's not always going to feel like you're making a difference from one day to the next, but if you stick with it, the impact is there. And so really that ability to be there, to just be there for the kids, because they don't have that, or they don't have that a lot in their lives. We provide training before we ever put you into a school. We provide 3 weeks of training and ongoing training, regular team meetings, regular check-ins. Really what I hear from AmeriCorps members is the greatest resource that they have is other AmeriCorps members. If you're part of this team, you're part of a supportive team. We're all in this together. We don't see each other every day, but we come together regularly. We're all in this together. We troubleshoot, we brainstorm. So really that positive team environment is something that I strive for as the leader of the team. More concretely, you receive a living allowance for your participation, and at the end of the 10-month commitment, if you stick with it for the full 10 months, you get what's called an education award from the federal government, and that can be used to go to school if you haven't done so already. It can be used to pay off student loans if you've already been to school. You can hold on to it for up to 7 years and use it later. You can go to grad school if that's in your future. But really, if you stick with us, you can earn that education award and use it for a variety of different purposes. This is a service opportunity. This is something that you can, in the moment, look at and say, I'm really glad I'm doing this. I'm making a difference. And it's really hard to be able to say that in today's day and age, that I am making a difference, and I can point to, the kids that I'm helping and the things that I'm doing, and I see that in our AmeriCorps members as the year goes on, and I think you've heard some of that today.